Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from Challenge Daytona and the PTO 2020 Championship. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Captiva Spine, John Hall Chevrolet, USA Triathlon, Foundation Risk Partners, and the PTO, the Pro Triathletes Organization. With us, 2016 Olympian, Mr. Ben Kanute. How you doing, Benny?
I'm doing great, Bob.
Your life has changed just a tad in the last year or so. Married, you're about to have baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot different than like the last time we chatted.
Yeah, definitely. We're making 2020 our year and just trying to keep moving from one thing to the next.
And early on, you're still working with Jim Vance,
Yep.
and this has been on the list as a race to focus on for most of the summer. What have you guys been doing?
Definitely. I mean, the first half of the year, like everybody, it was a little bit back and forth. We got into shape real quick after the wedding and was all set for an Olympic campaign and then focusing in for 70.3 Worlds, but kind of became a holding pattern. And then by the start of the summer, we decided to work on some specific things geared toward the run, really work on threshold, turnover, just see how much progress we could make there without having to be prepared for racing and having the swim and the bike to really balance. Mm-hmm. So once we started to see races coming back in that early fall, late fall time, and we saw that the championship was more and more likely going to happen, we started adding back in some strength. So I'd say from maybe early September, just a couple weeks before that first race was when we started doing more specific strength and race-specific stuff. So it's taken a little bit to get back into it, but I feel like we found a really good form, and yeah, just looking forward to tearing it up on Sunday.
Have you been out on the bike course?
Yeah, so I came in just a little bit later than everybody else and got the opportunity this morning to check out the track, and feels fast, position feels good, and legs are starting to feel good too.
So you're one of the few guys, ITU, current ITU guy, who's also raced a lot of the 70.3 guys. And that's what this race is Ironman, 70.3, ITU, all jumbled together with $1.15 million at stake and the greatest athletes on the planet in the same place. Are you digging this?
Yeah, I'm a guy with all the labels or no labels. If I race a 70.3, I'm an ITU guy. And if I race an ITU race, I'm 70.3. So I'm back and forth. So everybody's talking about these different distances, and I'm tired of distance talk. I'm here to race, right. And I think whoever prepared for the race is going to win. So I'm ready. I'm feeling good, and yeah, I'm ready to go.
When I look at great races in the history of our sport, and you had an opportunity to be a big part of one, the one in Ironman 70.3 World Championship, South Africa, a couple of years ago. And we're talking, Jan Frodeno. It's like the all-star team, right? You had Jan Frodeno in first, Alistair Brownlee in second, Javier Gomez third, and Ben Kanute in fourth, right? And what do you take away when you're from a race where you're with the three of the greatest triathletes in the history of the sport, and you're mixing it up with them, and you're able to be part of that?
Well, there's a couple things. I think that a lot of times I'm overlooked because of the accomplishments of some of these other guys here, and I've learned a lot from that race, and I've grown a lot in the past couple years, and I feel like this race mimics that South Africa dynamics a lot with a very fast swim. The bike is going to be challenging in its own way with being mainly flat, and then it's going to be a super fast run. But one of the things that we saw in that race was people taking chances and paying for it too, and I think that that's going to be something here with it's a championship race and there's so many unknowns. You have to play a smart race and let other people make mistakes. So I think I look at this like any other championship race is it doesn't matter what name is on the front. There's going to be somebody who's pushing hard and going fast, and it's all about maximizing your race.
And the year before that, Chattanooga, and you took that one from the gun. Right, you basically, Javier Gomez, all the big boys are here, but I'm here to announce my presence with authority. And you went off the front, and it took Javier. Javier had to run a hell of a half marathon to catch you, and you got second, right? And really a breakthrough race. A lot of people had not been Kanutians at that point, but they became Kanutians that day watching you race. Did you have a feel that you were ready for that type of performance?
Yeah, I think that was the last time people really underestimated me. And, there's a lot of talk going into this race and feels a little bit similar. So I feel like I'm fit. I had a really good training block. I've done all I can do. And now it's just about executing. And I feel pretty good. I feel like my mind is in the right place. It's kind of like going in there. There's no real pressure there. It's just showing what I've been doing in training. And, yeah, however the cards lay out, that's how they're going to go.
So with the Olympics moving back a year to 2021, and I'm assuming that's still obviously number one goal is to get to your second Olympic Games. With the mixed relay as part of the equation, how does that change things in terms of, we know that's going to be, U.S. could medal in that for sure. Is that more, do you think that's more important for selection than the individual? How's that going to work?
I mean, it's all my opinion. I'm not really sure how the committee is really looking at it, but I would think that the mixed relay is going to be one of the biggest things. And this is no knock on any of the U.S. guys, but I think there's only been maybe one or two performances that could really be considered individual contender. And with at least how I interpret the criteria, then it goes on to mixed relay ability. And throughout my career, I feel like I've shown really good fitness and a really good execution in the mixed relay. So my goal has always been, if I'm going back to the Olympics, I want to win a medal. And I think that's the best way for the U.S. to do that. So we're still preparing pretty much how we always have in the balance of super sprint, leg speed, turnover, and made a lot of progress there. And also working on the strength side for the half Ironman. So I feel like we've found a really good balance in training and just trying to take it one race at a time and prove to everybody that I deserve to be on the team and also deserve to race fast at the half distance.
So the 20-meter draft rule that we have here, since you're going to be one of the early guys out of the water, I'm sure that that's a good thing, right? You want those guys not to be able to pack up and ride you down.
Yeah, it's really going to be interesting to see how it works on the track. I mean, I haven't done the hard math, but with everybody out here, it could be stretched most of the way around the track if we're all one right behind each other. So I think it's going to be key to be at the front of the race because rolling around here, the ability to pass somebody is not really that easy. It's going to take a big increase in watts to be able to get that increase in speed needed to make the pass. So I think this race favors an all-around complete athlete. It's really going to be hard to win or get on the podium, top 5, top 10, if you have any major weaknesses. And that starts in the swim and ends at the bike. And that includes the transitions in between. And I think this is going to be the real transition. We've seen it in the half Ironman distance quite a bit, and how every little piece is important and you can't make mistakes, almost like a sprint or Olympic race. And this is how it's going to be here because there's just too many good guys and it's just too fast to really make big mistakes.
So when do you become a dad?
Oh, well, hopefully it could be any day now.
Really?
The due date's December 15th.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was a tough decision.
I was going to say getting a hall pass for this is...
No, Courtney's really supportive, and we talked about it before here. And, when we looked at it, like 2 weeks out, 10 days, 11 days from today is when the due date is. We took a chance, and we're going to see how it plays out. We both know how important this race is, not just racing-wise, but career-wise as well, with all the eyes.
People's career.
All the eyes on are in the sport are on this race, and I would argue that there's probably eyes outside of the sport that are going to see this race as well, especially in a year with not that much racing.
Right.
We decided to take the chance. So I've got my dad here with me in Daytona, and I've got my mom holding down the fort in Phoenix just in case. So we'll see how it goes. And we've been joking. It's a race between me and my daughter, which Kanute's going to win. So she's we're looking at it as positive as we can. If she decides to come on the weekend, then she's got some fast genes, and I think that's good when you compare it to me. So
I love it. Benny, always a pleasure, man. I've loved watching your career from the multi-sport maniacs days till today.
Yeah.
You've come a long way, and it's just when the lights shine the brightest, you seem to step up, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens on Sunday.
Thanks. Always a pleasure to be on the show.
Ben Kanute has been our guest again. Breakfast with Bob, Challenge Daytona, and the PTO 2020 Championship. Hold on, everybody. We will be right back.